සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ඔයාලා ගැන පතුරු යන්නේ නැති
පොස් කෑ
okay, welcome to uh, MAT 273 fluid mechanics. Today I am going to start your fluid mechanics lecture series. Today I am going to explain, I am going to give some introduction on fluid mechanics, and also I will do some lectures. Okay, first we will go through the content and course curriculum. The course unit is MET 273 3 credit subject. There are 42 online lectures hours, and there may be 1 to 2 lab sessions. And this is core subject. The objective of this unit is to apply fluid mechanics concepts to analyze and solve fluid mechanics related problems. Okay, actually, fluid mechanics and thermodynamics is very important subject which you before going to industry training, you just it is better to know some knowledge on fluid mechanics and thermodynamics, because when you go to industry, most of the peoples most of the students have to work with have to deal with fluids, steams, maybe steams, and with boilers, some steam lines, cooling towers, cyclones, etc. Therefore, to work with that kind of machine or concept, you should know at least basic fundamental idea on fluid mechanics and thermodynamics. Then that will be help you to improve your knowledge. Therefore, it is please follow all theory as much as possible. If you have any problem, please don't hesitate to contact me. Please contact me and solve your problem. The learning outcome at the end of this session, you will able to define fundamental concepts and properties of fluid, to analyze the pressure variation, forces, and submerged surfaces, and stability of floating body in static fluids. And to analyze study one dimension incompressible flow in pipe and the flow measuring devices, to estimate frictional force drop in simple pipe networks. Normally in the industry, you can see they use number of pipelines. In those pipelines, you can find some losses. Okay, under this session you can calculate the losses. That is very important things which you want to learn. The select appropriate pump and accessories for industrial application. That is the application part which you want to learn. In that part you can learn how to find suitable pump, because it will be very help you to do, not only industry, for your final year industrial uh, project. Okay, and actually in course content there are 6 major parts: introduction and properties of fluid pressure and measurements, buoyancy and flotation, fundamental of fluid flow through pipes, fluid machinery. Finally, there is one session, software session, introduction to computation fluid dynamics. We call CFD software. Okay, that part will be covered by Dr. Madhubashita. The most of the part I will cover. Okay, the actually first 3 session: introduction of properties of fluid, introduction and properties of fluid pressure and its measurement, and buoyancy and flotation covered by me from week 2 to week 7. And week 8 there will be the mid examination. In mid examination, those three parts will be covered. Okay, and still I don't know how to do mid examination, the online session or online mode or physical mode, the whatever the thing in the mid examination, there will be question from those three sessions. And the most probably after 8 weeks, okay, after 8 weeks, Dr. Madhubashita will contact uh, will do your lectures. Then he will cover those three sessions: fundamental of fluid flow, flow through pipes, and fluid machinery. And the end of the at the end, for end exam, you have to answer. There will be question from all sections, from my part also. Okay, still I cannot tell you the structure of the end exam, because still it is very difficult to uh, uh, know the exam mode, online or physical. Therefore, based on that one, we will make the exam paper. Okay, normally at the end you have to cover, you want to learn, you want to know all the parts. From all the parts there will be sections. Okay, and the method of teaching, there are 42 online lectures and 6 practical semi, 1 to 2 practical continuous assessment 40, and end examination 60. The reference, okay, I will upload 1 to 2 reference on VLE, then you can download it, you can refer it. Okay, those are the references. You can download it from internet also. You can just copy and paste, then you can download this one as a PDF version, or if you cannot, I will upload it. And the mark distribution continuous 40. Actually for tutorial you will get 10 marks, assignment 5, total 5 marks, quiz 10 marks, practical 5 marks, and mid exam 10 marks. All together you can collect 40 marks. Normally for tutorial there may be 2 to 4 tutorials based on you, based on the situation and teaching method. We will give 2 to 4 tutorial and the 1 to 2 assignment, 2 to 4 quiz, and 1 or 2 practical session, and mid exam. All together you can collect 40 marks. And remember that to pass continuous, you should take at least 60% out of 40. Okay, otherwise you have to do continuous next year. Therefore make sure that to get more than 16 marks. Okay, අනිවාර්ය කන්ටිනියස් වලට ලකුණු 40 40න් 16ක් ගන්න ඕනේ. එහෙම ගත්තේ නැත්නම් ඔයාලා ෆේල් වෙනවා. ඒකට ඊළඟ අවුරුද්දේ ලියන්න නෑ. ඒක නිසා ඊළඟ අවුරුද්දේ මේක වෙනකොට you are in where? Industry. Therefore make sure that to pass this subject in this year. Otherwise you have to face number of problems. Subject එක ලේසි. ඔයාලා හරියට වැඩ කරොත් ලකුණු 16 ගන්න පුළුවන්. Okay. Okay. That's the end of the part 1. Now I will start our first lesson, introduction to properties of fluid dynamics. Okay, we will start our lecture. uh, the the first lecture, properties of fluid. In this session you will learn some basic properties and major properties which you want to use, which you want to know while learning on fluids. First, what is fluid mechanics? Before going to fluid mechanics, it is better to know about mechanics. The mechanic is a branch of physical science that deal with energy and force and their effect on objectives or bodies. Okay, let's take an example. In A level, I think you remember you have learned on linear motion. In linear motion, you consider the motion of an object. It may be a falling object. It may be a, some linear motion object or some project object. Okay, so it may be projection motion. And in each in every part of motion, you learn about the object. And the other thing, Newton laws. Under Newton laws, you learn you learn some theoretic parts based on force. While applying force, object can be moved. And I think you know what is momentum, impact, energy, Bernoulli theory, and Archimedes law. Like that kind of thing you have learned under mechanics. Mechanics කියන්නේ මේ යාන්ත්‍ර විද්‍යාව කියලා කියන්නේ අපි. අන්න ඒ කොටස තමයි mechanics කියලා කියන්නේ. Okay. When we consider about the fluid mechanics, what is fluid mechanics? It is also a branch of a science, but here under fluid mechanics, we we consider we mainly focus on the behavior of fluid at rest and also in motion. Sometimes fluid may be at rest or in motion. Based on the definition, okay, this is the definition. The fluid mechanics is that the branch of science which deals with the behavior of the fluid at rest as well as in motion. Based on this definition, fluid mechanics can be categorized into three groups: fluid static, fluid dynamics, fluid kinematics. Before going to learn on statics, fluid statics, dynamics, and kinematics, I think it is better to know about the dynamics, what is dynamics and what is kinematics. These are the same things, but there are some small change uh, variation. Okay. Normally, motion study can be divided into two groups. The group one kinematic, group two dynamic. I am not I am going to talk about the fluid dynamic. I just talk about the word dynamic and word kinematic. The normally uh, motion study can be divided into two groups: dynamic and kinematics. Kinematic is the study of motion uh, without considering the forces that cause in the apply on the object. Okay, as an example, in A level, in linear motion, while learning linear motion, you haven't considered, you didn't consider the force or work or any other things. You just think about the motion only. Under that part, you used four equation: v equal u plus at and s equal u plus uh, v divided by 2 and t, then v square equal u square plus 2as. Likewise, you have learned four equation. While using that four equation, that for linear motion, uh, you didn't consider about the force or energy. Okay, that's called under uh, kinematics. You just think about the motion, study about the motion without considering forces. But the dynamic is the study of motion that result from forces and work. Okay, when you use F equal ma, you have to consider about the force and linear momentum law or energy conservation law, whatever the law, you have to consider about the force and energy, and that part is covered by dynamics. Okay, if you use dynamics, that means you have to deal with force. If you use word kinematics. That means you don't want to deal with force, just only motion. But in the statics, that means we consider the force when object is at rest. There is no motion, it is at rest. Uh, that's called static. Again, statics කියන්නේ කිසිම බල යටතේ නිශ්චලව තියෙන වස්තුවක් ගැන. ඩයිනමික්ස් කියන්නේ අපි මෝෂන් එකක් තියෙනවා හැබැයි ඒකට ෆෝස් ඇප්ලයි වෙනවා සහ වර්ක් එකක් වෙනවා. කයිනමැටික්ස් කියන්නේ එතකොට ඒකෙදි වෙලා තියෙන්නේ ඒක මෝෂන් එකක් විතරයි. අපි ඒකේ ෆෝස් එකක් ගැනවත් එනර්ජි එකක් ගැනවත් කතා කරන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ ලෙවල් වලදී අපි ඉගෙන ගන්නවා ලීනියර් මෝෂන් කියන නැත්නම් රේඛීය චලිතය කියලා සමීකරණ හතරක්. S සමාන u v සමාන u ධන at ආයේ v වර්ගය සමාන u ධන at ඔය වගේ සමීකරණ හතරක්. ඒකද අපි කොයි වෙලාවකවත් බලය ගැන කතා කරේ නැත්නම් ෆෝස් එක ගැන කතා කරේ නැහැ. අපි කතා කරේ චලිතය ගැන විතරයි. ඒ වුණාට අපි ඩයිනමික් ගැන කතා කරනකොට අපි ෆෝස් ගැන කතා කරන්න ඕනේ. normally අපි F සමාන m යූස් කරොත් අපිට සිද්ධ වෙනවා ඩයිනමික් නැත්නම් ෆෝස් එක ගැන කතා කරන්න. ඊට පස්සේ රේඛීය ගමන සංසිඳීමේ කාර්ය ශක්ති සංසිඳීමේ වගේ දේවල් කතා කරනකොට අපිට බලය ගැන කතා කරන්නේ. and also when you think about the fluid dynamics, sorry, Bernoulli equation, Bernoulli theory, you have to consider about the dynamic concept. Wait. Okay. Now let's talk about the fluid static, dynamic, and kinematic. What is fluid static? In fluid statics mean, okay, under fluid static, we study the mechanism of fluid at rest. No shear stresses, no no other things. Here, the pressure is the only force acting. There's no shear stresses. The only pressure is the only force acting. Okay, study is the mechanism of fluids at rest. No shear stress. Later I will explain what is shear stress and shear force. Okay, tensile force. So like the next one is fluid dynamics. In here we consider the motion of fluid under force. When applying force, while applying force, we find the relationship between some properties, some parameters. We study the relationship between velocity and acceleration and the forces which are exerted by or upon the moving fluid. Actually, I think you know the Bernoulli equation, Bernoulli theory. We discussed the Bernoulli theory under this session. Okay, in the kinematic, we consider the motion of the kinematic without considering force. Okay, deals with translation, rotation, and deformation of fluid without considering the force and energy constants such as motion. Okay. Okay. Next, simply we can say fluid kinematics describe the motion. Fluid static study the forces acting on the fluid at rest. Dynamic, they study forces acting on the fluid in motion. Next, move to learn what is fluid. Okay, actually, substance can be divided into three groups, all three phases: solid, liquid, and gases. Together, liquid and gas together we call as fluid. Okay, that means the substance can be divided into two phases, principal form: solid and fluid. The fluid can be divided into two groups, sub two subgroup: liquid and gas. Okay, substance exists in three primary phases: solid and liquid and gas. The substance in the liquid or gas phases is referred to as a fluid. දැන් අපි මොකක් හරි ගත්තොත් ඒක අපි කොටස් තුනකට බෙදනවා. පදාර්ථ අවස්ථා කියලා කියන්නේ ඝන ද්‍රව වායු. ඒකෙන් ලික්විඩ් එකක් කියන්නේ sorry fluid එකක් කියන්නේ තරලයක් කියන්නේ ඔය තරලය කියලා කියන්නේ fluid එකක් කියන්නේ liquid or gas වලට කියන්නේ ද්‍රව හෝ වායු ඕනෑමයකට අපි කියන fluid කියලා. The substance in two principal forms, solid and fluid. Fluids are further subdivided into two groups, liquid and gas. Okay, when we consider the uh, three volume and mass and shape of three phases, solid has uh, solid has defined volume and defined shape. Okay, but when you consider about the liquid has a definite definite volume, so that's the exact volume but no exact shape. Okay, අපි solid ගත්තොත් solid වලට හරිම හැඩයක් සහ හරිම පරිමාවක් තියෙනවා. liquid ගත්තොත් ඒකට හරිම පරිමාවක් තියෙනවා. ඒ වුණාට ඒකට හරිම මොකක්ද මේ හැඩයක් නැහැ. Liquid, its shape is equal to that equal to the container, shape of the container. ඒ කියන්නේ ජලයේ හැඩය අර එයා ආදාර container හැඩය ගන්නවා. When we consider about the and normally liquid we consider as an incompressible fluid. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි ඒක මොනවාද මේ compress වෙන්නේ නැහැ කියලා නැත්නම් සම්පිඩලක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ කියලා තමයි සලකන්නේ. The gas, when we consider about the gas, there's no any definite volume or shape. It is compressible. It always expand until its volume is equal to that of the container. කියන්නේ දැන් අපි හිතමු දැන් පොඩි භාජනයක තියෙනවා කියලා. දැන් පොඩි භාජනයක තියලා මේ වායුවක් දැන් ගෑස් එකක් අපි ලොකු භාජනයකට දැම්මොත් අන්තිමට මේ භාජනේ අර පොඩි භාජන අපි හිතමු 1 ලීටර් එකක් කියලා. දැන් අපි ලොකු 2 ලීටර් එකක් ගත්ත කියමු. 1 ලීටර් එකේ තියෙන ගෑස් එක අර 2 ලීටර් එකේ ඩිස්ට්‍රිබියුට් වෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ අන්තිමට මෙයාගේ දැන් අපි වතුර ගත්තොත් ලික්විඩ් ලික්විඩ් ගත්තොත් දැන් අපි එක භාජනයක 1 ලීටර් එකක් වෙන භාජනයක 2 ලීටර් භාජනයක දැම්මා කියලා ඒක පිරෙන්නේ 1 ලීටර්. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒක එහෙම වෙන්නේ නැහැ. නමුත් ගෑස් වල 1 ලීටර් එකක් 2 ලීටර් එකකට දැම්මොත් අර මුළු අවකාශයම අත්පත් කරගන්නවා. So we can take the when we consider about the volume of the gas, we have to consider about the volume of the container which is occurred. Okay, now the other part is ideal gas and අපි කියන පරිපූර්ණ තරල හා පරිපූර්ණ නොවන තරල. Ideal gas we consider there's no viscosity and surface tensions. Viscosity we learned about that one. Surface tension we are not going to talk on that one. The viscosity and these are the very major part, but here we will learn only viscosity, and they are incompressible. Then normally under pressure the fluid can be compressed, but when you consider about the ideal fluid, we consider there's no any they are not compressible and no resistance, and we take ideal fluid because of to simplify the mathematical analysis. Then we can easily define and do the calculation if you use ideal fluid. Otherwise we have to consider number of theory part, theory on viscosity theory and surface tension, the number of things. But if you think the fluid as ideal, then we don't want to think about the any other losses or any other things. We just simply we can apply some formulas. The fluid which have low viscosity, such as air, water, petrol, may however be treated as ideal fluid without much error. That means the some low viscosity fluid can be considered as an ideal fluid. In practical fluid, opposite to ideal fluid. In practical fluid, there are viscosity. We have to consider about the viscosity and surface tension, and they are compressible. There is a resistance. It is very difficult to define. We have to use number of equations and some other analysis part. Okay, normally to analyze practical fluid, we normally use softwares, uh, CFD softwares like things. Okay, the certain amount of range is always open. Okay, uh, okay. Now normally here we deal with ideal fluid. Okay, the all practical purpose. Okay, you can read this one. Okay, you can read yourself, then get some idea on that one. Okay, now this is the very important thing: properties of fluid. First, what is the properties? What is the property? Any characteristic of a system is called as a what? Called as a property. I will take small example. Now there is a cube. Okay. Now in for I will write something on this cube which I can find. Okay, which I can define. Okay, you can define or find or measure what? Length, width, height, volume, and also you can find color. Okay, I will write uh, color, then density, the shape, cube. Those are lines, no? Lines. There are lines. There is a height, width, and volume, density, color, the name, the lines. Okay. Now here, no, we can remove, just remove this line. Okay. Now what can you say about those things? In the length you can measure, width you can measure, h you can measure, v, if you know LWH, then you can calculate v. If you know the mass and volume, then you can calculate rho. That means all those property can be found as a value, but color you cannot define a number. What is the color? It may be black, white, red, but cube, it is a name. Okay. ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට වැලියු එකක් දෙන්න පුළුවන් නම් අපි ඔකට කියන ප්‍රොපර්ටි එකක් කියලා. එහෙම දෙන්න බැරි නම් අපි ප්‍රොපර්ටි එකක් නෙවෙයි කියන. නැත්නම් ෆිසිකල් ක්වොන්ටිටි එකක් නැත්නම් ෆිසිකල් ක්වොන්ටිටි එකක් නෙවෙයි කියලා කියනවා. Okay, now let's go to our lecture. That is the additional things. It is not necessary to know, but I will teach you. Okay, in property, there are normally you are familiar with pressure, temperature, volume, mass, density, and etc. Okay, the volume, mass, temperature, and time, etc., but less familiar. Viscosity, thermal conductivity, modular velocity, thermal expansion coefficient, vapor pressure, same tension, surface tension, etc. Okay, these are the familiar and less familiar properties. Normally, the properties can be divided into two groups based on the uh, definition of system. Okay, first, properties can be divided as an intensive or extensive. I think you have learned this one under thermodynamics. What is intensive? The intensive properties are independence of the mass of the system, but the extensive properties depends of the mass of the system. Okay, the example intensive properties are independent of the mass of the system. The examples are uh, temperature, pressure, density, specific heat capacity, uh, then density, etc. Something which you want to uh, find without considering the mass, it's not, if it is not depend on the mass, then that kind of property called intensive property. The extensive properties, in extensive properties are the depend on the size of the system or mass of the system. The examples: mass, volume, and thermal conductivity, then moment, uh, etc., and etc. Uh, Now, to get some idea on specific heat and specific mass, sorry, intensive properties and extensive property. I will take some closed system. Now, this is a closed container. In here, there is a gas. Now, in the gas, there is a pressure. There is a total mass. There is a volume. There is a temperature. And there is what other properties which we can define: pressure, temperature, see, mass, volume, uh, temperature, pressure, uh, pressure is not here. This is P. This is rho, okay, rho, density, density. Okay. Now I'm going to divide this room, this container, into two rooms. What happened? Now room number A and room number B. To equate, the volume of this one is V over 2. If this one also V over 2. What about the mass? Mass also here M over 2, here M over 2. But what about the temperature? Pressure. Pressure of each room is equal. Both rooms are equal. And the density, no change of density and no change of temperature. After dividing the two groups, you can see two parameters change, two parameters are changed and three parameters are not changed. These properties called extensive properties, those properties called extensive properties. And here we are going to learn some major important some kind of properties. Okay, density, specific weight or weight density, specific gravity or relative density, specific volume, viscosity, Today lecture I am not going to talk on viscosity. The next lecture I will talk on viscosity. Okay. uh, okay. Wave pressure also we are not consider, but under the, after this session we will learn the small part about vapor pressure. Okay. Properties to measure of fluid and weight. Now here, to find the mass or weight of the fluid, we can use density, specific weight, specific gravity or relative density. Again, සාපේක්ෂ ඝනත්වය කියන්නේ ඒක තමයි, specific volume. Okay, first we will learn about density. What is density? What is the definition of density? Uh, the density of system is mass per unit volume. Normally, we can find the density of, of an object by using m divided by v. That means rho is equal m divided by v. This is a very famous and normal day-to-day life we have to use. The density of the fluid designed by Greek symbol rho, equal rho. They defined as a mass per unit volume or ratio between mass and volume of a fluid. It is used to characterize the mass of the fluid. Okay. If you know the density, then you can tell something about the fluid. Okay, that means if you know the density of the water is 10,000, so 1,000, then you can say mass of a 1 cubic meter of water is 1,000 kilogram. And if you know density of water is 1,000, the density of oil is 600. You can say the water has high density than liquid, so oil. And if you find the mixture of oil and water, what you can say, the oil will float on water because the water has higher density. Likewise, you can get some idea on based on some properties or something based on density. The SI unit is kilogram divided by cubic meter. This is the major equation. You can note down it. This is very important. And to do some calculation, you want to know this one. The next one is the specific weight. The specific weight is the volume of liquid divided by volume of liquid. Weight of the fluid divided by weight of the fluid. But in the density, we use mass of the fluid divided by volume of the, sorry, mass of the fluid divided by volume of the fluid. Here it is, there's some slight change. Here we use not mass, use define the weight. The specific weight of the liquid, the symbol of the specific weight is gamma. This is the gamma. Okay. The density is used rho. Okay. Is the definition of the specific weight is unit weight per unit volume or ratio between weight and volume of the liquid. It is used to characterize the weight of the system. SI unit is Newton divided by meter cubic meter. This is the definition. You can say, you know, normally we define the weight as mg. Mg divided by, now here v. What is the definition of mv? M over v. This is the rho. That means density. Clear? Weight, you can say weight is equal to m multiplied by g. Then you can find another formula inside this equation, mvg, then rho g. Clear? Then you can simplify your equation, gamma equal rho g. You can use either this equation or this equation to calculate specific weight. The next, specific volume. The specific volume, that is the very important factor. I think under thermodynamics you have learned this one. It is definition of the uh, specific volume is the volume per unit mass of a fluid. That means the volume divided by mass. But in the density, the definition of density is mass divided by volume. Here, specific volume, the definition of specific volume is volume divided by mass. That is the inverse of the mass density or density. Okay, and the symbol of specific volume is simple V. It is it represents the volume per unit mass of the system. Specific volume is the inverse of the mass density. The concept of specific volume is found to be more useful in the study of flow of compressible fluids. Okay, later we will discuss how to use it, but I think you have some idea on this one under thermodynamics also. I think you have learned this. Okay, this is the definition of fluid mechanics. We can take this one down here. The mass divided by V, that means M over V. M over V means rho. Then you can simply say specific volume is equal to 1 over rho. Now, next we are going to define the specific gravity or is relative density. Relative density means සාපේක්ෂ ඝනත්වය. ඒ කියන්නේ යම් ද්‍රව්‍ය ඝනත්වය බෙදීම ජලයේ ඝනත්වය. The normally we can define the specific gravity as the weight of density divided by weight of density of weight density of liquid divided by density of weight, or weight density of liquid divided by weight density of water. That is for liquid. For gases, we can say the specific gravity, the weight of density of gas divided by density of air. Okay, the specific gravity of the fluid, the symbol of the specific gravity is or relative density is Sg. Okay, that's if you that this is like this. If you know for any some when you draw a triangle to talk about the, some angle, you know you use this theta. Why? Is normally we used to talk about the what angles. The specific gravity is the ratio between the ratio of the density or specific weight of the fluid to the density or specific weight of the water at the temperature 4. For gases, the standard fluid is taken either air at 0 or hydrogen at the same temperature. But here, what's the reason to consider about the 4? Actually, when we talk about the water at 4, water has higher density. Water at 4 centigrade 4, water has higher density than other temperature. Therefore, we take this one. First, just look at what is the reason for this one. Okay, you can learn it. අපි ඔය කියන්නේ මොකක්ද ඒකට කියනවා මේ ජලයේ අනියම් ප්‍රසාරණය කියලා. අනෙක් තීර කොටස බලන්න. එතකොට මේ ඔයාලට ඒක හොයාගන්න පුළුවන්. What is the reason for that one? Okay, this is the normal density value for water and air. Now this is the two definition on specific gravity or relative density. Hg for liquid, Hg for gases. Okay, now we will go to do some exercises. Before that, I will show you a summary sheet. Okay, mass density, it is m over v. Specific weight, mg over v, or gamma equal rho g. the Hg, we can say raw liquid divided by raw water, or uh, for gases, liquid gases, it is this is here we can use air. The specific volume, it is equal V over M or 1 over rho. Okay. Yeah, one is missing, I think. V over M. You can use either 1 over rho or M over V to define a specific volume. Okay, now let's go for an example. If 5 cubic meter of a certain oil weight 400, calculate the specific weight. Calculate the specific weight. Mass density rho, and the specific gravity Hg. Okay. First we will note down known parameters. First we know W, V. It is 5 cubic meter. Weight is 400. That's all, I think. Now we will to calculate specific weight. Okay. Now we will take this one. Specific weight gamma is equal what? Gamma is equal or W divided by V. Simply you can say this is 400. Sorry, 4000 divided by 5. Then we can finally say gamma is equal what? 800 Newton meter uh, square. Okay, we know the rho. Then we can use rho is equal to what? Rho g. Using, you can say using rho equal to gamma equal to rho g. Gamma is 800. Rho you don't know. Multiply by g, it is equal 9.81. Then you can find it. The unit is unit of this one. I will try to calculate it. 200, 400. This is 800, 80, 8100, 81. No, 81. 81 point. 81.55. Yes, 55. 55 kilogram per unit volume or cubic meter. Then what next? What you want to find? Hg. Hg, you know, raw water, raw liquid. This is a liquid, no? Oil, no? Oil divided by raw water. Then oil, it is equal 81.55 divided by 10,000. You know, then you can find it 0.08155. There's no unit. Okay, there's no unit. Okay, likewise you can calculate specific weight, specific volume, and specific gravity. Sorry, specific weight, density, and specific gravity. Okay, you can follow these things. Okay. Now, next, calculate the density of mercury if mercury by knowing the. Now, those are the example which you want to do as a tutorial. Okay. Next day, that means 27th, then Thursday, from 2 to 3, I will do tutorial class. Under tutorial class, I will discuss those examples. Okay, examples. Okay, I will upload on VLE. Then you can write down. You can try yourself. Okay, one has example one has been done by me. The other part, please try. You have 4 equations or 4 to 5 equations. Use this one. Based on that one, please try to find the answer. Okay, thank you. And if you have some in question, please contact me.